Hi, I'm Dorcas. In this video I'm going to show you how to use the plugin Contact Form 7. It is a very popular plugin on WordPress, and this video is aimed at total beginners, so I'm going to show you how to install and activate the plugin. I'm going to show you how to put the contact form on a page on your website. Then I'm going to show you how to take something out of the form, and I'm going to show you how to put something into the form. So on this website here, this is just a dummy website. It looks like this. I'm using the theme 2020. It's a fresh WordPress installation that I've just installed today, and I've done nothing other than made two dummy pages, one called Service 1 and one called Service 2, because I'll put the contact form on both of those pages. So I'm going to go to Plugins, and I'm going to go to Add New, and I'm going to install the plugin Contact Form 7. The Contact Form 7, it is one of the most popular plugins on WordPress, and it is the most popular contact form plugin for WordPress. And of course it is free. You can see it has over 5 million active installations. A very popular plugin. And when that is installed, I'm going to activate it. So activate means I turn it on. Once it is activated, you'll see that there's an extra thing in the menu here called Contact. So let's click into that. And you can see here there's a Contact Form 1. This is pre-made for me, so that's like the default that is already pre-made for us when we install this plugin. So I'm going to click into this. And you can see there's different tabs up here. So first of all, I'm in this tab called Form. This corresponds to what people see when they arrive on my website. So you'll see here, you can read it, even though it is kind of a bit codey. You can see it has your name, your email, subject, and your message, and then submit or send button. And then in mail, this is what corresponds to what I get. So for example, that's my email address there. And of course I could change it here if I wanted to. And you'll notice that it has a lot of these things. These are called short codes. So short code is kind of like a bridge between like proper codes and written text that you can read. So for example, you can kind of guess what's in here. Like that must be your subject. That must be the email of the person who's sending me the email. So, or the email address, I should say. So you can see, for example, the way it says your name. It's really important that you know that whatever is in the form must also correspond to what's in the mail side of things. Otherwise, people could type whatever they want into the form, into the certain fields, and then it could get lost if I don't have the corresponding field being sent to me in the email. So you can see, for example, your name. It's exactly here. And you can see it's your dash name. So it's exactly the same. There's not like one little typo, because, for example, if there was, the whole thing just wouldn't work, or at least that part wouldn't work. So let's first of all do what it's telling us to do at the top. It's saying copy this short code and paste it into your post, page or text widget content. So I'm going to copy that short code, and then I'm going to open up my pages, and let's click into the Service 1 page, and I am going to scroll down the bottom of this page. By the way, I'm using Gutenberg here, or Block Editor, which is the default page editor in WordPress. So you can see here I've pasted it in the contact form. Now let's update that. And let's go to our website and check to see how that looks. So I should see now a contact form at the bottom of this page, and of course I do. And you can see here it has your name required, your email required in brackets, subject, your message, and send. And of course that corresponds to everything that's here: your name, your email, subject, your message, and the send. Now, back to here. So you can see here, this text here, this is just simple text, and that corresponds to here. So this is just like English text. Whereas the field, as in the part where people type out here, so whatever you want to type there, that's my name. If I want to type something there, that corresponds to this part here. And the same way, for example, the email field here, that corresponds to here. Now, there's a few things I want you to notice about this contact form. Contact forms, they have some validation. So for example, I'm just going to test this contact form. And by the way, get used to testing the contact form whenever you do a change, because I've come across a lot of times where people don't test the contact form and don't realize that it's not working, and they are not getting contact inquiries from potential customers. So that's my name. Let's say put in my email address, and the subject let's say is query inquiry, and this is the message. So I'm going to send that. You'll see I got this positive message. Thank you for your message. It has been sent. That text there corresponds to the messages tabs in here. So you can see, for example, for the first one, sender's message was sent successfully. They get this generic message, which is a default. And by the way, it might be a little bit nicer to change this to, for example, has it been sent to info at whatever. And you might even say, for example, we will get back to you within 24 hours or something like this. But it's nicer to kind of personalize that a little bit. Same way you have the successful messages here, you also have the error messages here. So let's just fill in this form again with an error. So for example, I'm going to put in my name. Let's say, for example, I'm going to forget to put in my email, test and test. So you can see here, this field is required. So again, I might change that to make it a little bit more friendly. But let's just show you another form of validation. Not only does it notice if you forgot to put in this required field, but if I put an email address in the wrong format. So for example, let's just say I put in dorcas.com, or let's put in dorcas.ie because that's the domain I actually own. You can see immediately it knows, because it knows that an email address is always in the format something at something dot something, like dorcas@zonua.ie. That's me. So you can see here it knows that the wrong email address has been input. So for example, if I just put in my name like this, again, it'll tell me the email address entered is invalid. So this validation, this has got to do with knowing the type of thing that needs to be typed out here. And you can see here, in here, I can write whatever I want. Whereas here, I have to put in an email address. And that is decided by this bit here. See where it says text, email, text, and then text area? I'm just going to zoom in a bit for you guys, in case you're on a smaller screen than me. So you can see text, that corresponds to this field here, where you just put in text. Then you have, email, that corresponds to this field here, where you only can put in an email. Then text again, so this is just the same. This is the same as this field. You can put in text here and here. And then finally, this is text area. So you can see a text area is bigger than the simple text fields. So that's text area. Okay, so let's say now, for example, I want on this contact or on this inquiry page, let's say, pretend this is all about a service that I offer, and I want people to inquire about this service. I'm going to delete this subject section because it's just a time waster. The most important thing on this website is for people to contact me. I want people to contact me so I can sell my service to them or my product or whatever it is that I do. So this subject part here is just a time waster. I want to get them through this contact field or contact form as soon as possible. So let's get rid of this subject. And it's important that I remember that I have to get rid of it in two places, in the form and in the mail. So here, you'll see I'm being really careful to select all of this text or code. And you can see, for example, I'm not accidentally leaving out one part of it. I'm selecting out everything. And then on my keyboard, I'm going to press backspace or delete. And then, as I said, I've removed that from my form, but now I need to also remove that from my mail that's being sent to me. And you can see this bit here, the subject, I'm going to get rid of that now. So let's just save that and then check how it looks. And now my contact form just says your email, or sorry, your name, your email, and your message. So that looks good. And of course, I should test the contact form each time I do a change. For now, let's say I want to add in a new phone number. So I want people to be able to put in their name and their email and their phone number and their message. So let's go back to here. So up here, there are the different options that I have. So you can see how you can make it quite complicated if you want to by putting in drop-down menus and radio buttons and checkboxes and dates and things like this. For me, I'm going to show you how to add in a field in what I think is the more simple way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy from a previous field. So you can see I'm going to copy like this. Then I'm going to paste that here. This text here just corresponds to the text above. So for example, I'm going to put in your phone, or maybe your phone number might be nicer. Your phone number. Then here, if you remember, I was saying this is the format that's accepted. So you can see from up here, these are the different options that I have to select from. For example, text, email, URL, tel, number. It could make sense to choose either tel or number here. But just because sometimes people type out phone numbers in different ways. So for example, some people write a phone number like you know, just numbers. Some people will write a phone number like for example with pluses, you know, like this, or maybe they might put in like brackets like this and so on. Some people might write for example, call me on this number. So some people might want to put in a little instruction or something like this, or they might be able to say something like or 087, whatever, maybe if they want to put in a phone mobile and a land number. So because people will type out different things here, and I think that's okay, I am going to simply change this to text. So that means they can input whatever they want into this field. So I've changed this, and then this part is the part that holds the phone number. So this part is the part that holds whatever is typed into that field. So I need to change this to something new. I can change it to whatever I want, but let's use the same format and change it to your phone, let's say. And because it's really important I don't make a typo, I'm going to copy this. And remember, whatever's in my form also has to go in the mail. So I'm going to click into here. I'm going to go down to the mail that's sent to me, which is here. And I'm going to put in a new section here. So let's say phone. And then I'm going to put in the square brackets just like it is for your name, and put in your phone. And I'm going to just double check that there's it's exactly written. There's no like spaces, for example, here. If I did that without the dash, it just wouldn't work. So I'm putting it in exactly like this, double checking my form. Everything looks good. Let's save and go back and check. And now you can see I have your name, your email, your phone number, your message. Okay, so of course, each time you do a change, you should check that this is working. So literally check your email to make sure the email is arriving, not just that you get a successful message at the bottom. Let's say, for example, here, this required. So this required bit here, this is just simple text. But there's something in the code that is actually forcing that to be required. As in, for example, you'll see if I try to fill in this form, you'll see I'm leaving out my phone number. You'll see it'll actually say the field is required, so it won't let me submit without typing in my phone number. So let's say maybe for this website I want your phone number, but I don't need your phone number. So in that case, what I might do is I might say that the phone number is not required. So I might just delete out this text, or I might even write optional in here if I wanted to. And the asterisk after the text here, just like this asterisk and this asterisk, the asterisk is the thing that is forcing that field to be required. So if this is an optional field, I'm going to delete it, just like the way text area, it's actually optional. So let's just save that, go back to here, and you'll see now, for example, if I try to fill in the form, it should send. Thank you for your message. It's been sent. Okay, super. So that looks good. Now let's say, for example, one more thing that I'm going to do, just to finish up on this. You can see the way I'm on the page service 1. So that means that when someone fills in this contact page, or contact form, I should say, I know that they're interested in service 1. I might even include an extra sentence here. So for example, something like, wrong, to inquire about service 1, please fill in this form. So I could include some kind of nice heading like that. Okay, and okay, let's go there, update it, and I should see the sentence here. Okay, I'd probably make this be a heading, but let's just move on quickly because I don't want this video to be too long. So I've made my contact form. I'm just going to zoom out so we can see the menu normally again. I'm going to click on contacts. So you can see contact form 1. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to rename this as contact form for service 1. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I want to remember that this is the contact page, there's a contact form on this page. Start again. This is the contact form on this page. And I'm going to put in a message here so that whenever this message gets sent to me, I'll know that it came from this page. So I'm going to write, this is just normal text for myself. This form was filled in on the service 1 page. So that's just text for me. So I'm going to know whenever I get an email inquiry from this form that it came from that particular page. So let's save that. And now let's say we have another service on the website. It's called Service 2. You can see I'm being particularly not imaginative today. So that's Service 2. So what I'm going to do is duplicate this contact form. So I can just hover over it and duplicate it. I'm going to call it Contact Form Service 2. That's just a reference for me. Back down into the form that gets sent to me. I'm going to just change it so that I know that it came from this other service that I do. Save this. And now I'm going to take this shortcode and I'm going to go into Pages. I'm going to go into Service 2. I've already copied this page, just so you know, that's why it's identical. Oops, so let's just get rid of this. And I'm going to say to inquire about Service 2. Fill out this form, put in the shortcode, update it, and let's check. And now I have one contact form on Service 1, one contact form on Service 2. The contact forms, they're both the same, almost. And they both worked in the exact same way. And that is all I want to show you about Contact Form 7. If you have any questions, ask in the comments. If you want to know more advanced stuff, ask in the comments. If anything is not working, ask in the comments. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope it helped.